Midwest girl to West Coast girl and back again, Jamie Creason is a 1 in a million entrepreneur who knows how to turn a passion into a business and be successful and isn't afraid to add new challenges to her life cookbook. I mean, she was literally driving back to move to Michigan with her pets, luggage, and man when she got the thumbs up on the purchase of her new bed and breakfast from the bank. Come on, that's some pretty awesome stuff. That is believing in yourself. Jamie, what is your story, girl? Everybody, I am here with Jamie Creason, the owner extraordinaire of the Applesauce Inn and many other layers. When you were 18, where were you?
Oh my, 18. I was going to college, Grand Valley State, Grand Rapids.
And then what was your first job out of school?
I worked in a cosmetics counter at Purplesheimer's, and then over to Hudson's, and then JCPenney.
Nice. So JCPenney, then you got a management job, and tell us a little bit about that and what your movements in JCPenney were.
Well, what I did is originally was working with, I don't know if you remember Color Me Beautiful.
Oh my God. Wow. You were the Color Me Beautiful
I was
girl.
the Color Me Beautiful girl. And what I did with that is obviously I had a big following. I moved out into California working with Color Me Beautiful.
Tell everybody what Color Me Beautiful is who might not know. Because
Color Me Beautiful was the line, and they're now coming back with it if you think about it. It's where you learn what season you are.
here's a little blast for the past. What season are you, people? Go, Jamie.
And what what colors look best on you. So I was one of the people that would do the drapes of colors on you and tell you what your best color palette was, and then show you. I was between a spring and an autumn.
I would probably be friggin' Black Halloween, but
you would.
I don't think that really is one.
You'd be a winter. So you're a winter, spring, summer, or fall. And my colors were muted. Yep, I went out to California, San Francisco area, and helped open up a new JCPenney.
Okay.
So it was in Newark. So I worked, got all their counters all set up, got all their staff hired, and then took on the full-time management position. And that was where I was the buyer for the cosmetics department and 12 other stores within the JCPenney region of California. So
what was the stress level of that job?
Oh boy, it was fun though. I had an amazing staff all the time. But if you think about sales,
right?
And in cosmetics at that time, cosmetics was, the department of the whole store. And, it was the glam makeup. It was obviously perfumes, blah, blah, blah. But always the stress level was Christmas time.
Mm-hmm.
You're working 24/7 and on your feet all the time. And it was event driven, which is kind of where I'm at now. A lot of events and different things that you do.
So you did a lot of events. So really that started the flow of kind of your passion at that point.
Yep.
Did you always cook, chef at home?
Yep.
What did that look like?
Well, I would do it for friends.
Mm-hmm.
We do dinner parties. I still do. Always had a passion for baking. Mm-hmm. So Halloween or fall would come around. Everybody would get a little pumpkin loaf of bread from me, that sort of thing.
Yep.
I still have people that comment that I worked with in San Jose. I'm like, oh, it's fall. We miss your pumpkin bread. So that sort of thing has always been always within. Even before I moved to California, I was always a baker. I had a big garden. I canned. I did all of that, even in my, early 20s before I left.
When you went to California, were you able to do any of that, or were you so busy that you had to take a hiatus from?
I took a hiatus from the garden because I was so busy. Yes, because I was commuting from San Jose up to San Francisco and back and forth a lot. So I didn't. But once I left the Carmel, Monterey area in 2001, then I got back into the gardening.
All right. So after JCPenney, what was your next move?
The next move was going to work with Thomas Kincaid, Media Arts Group in San Jose.
And for those of you who don't know, Thomas Kincaid was the it thing to have. They had, jewelry boxes, prints,
everything,
anything with his artistic endeavors on it, I guess. It was literally, people would line up in California and probably everywhere, to get that.
And to see him.
And and have things signed. And so it was huge.
Yeah, it was a big thing.
It was like, I don't know, those baskets people used to buy. You know what I mean? It was like how everybody has a hot trend. It was a super hot trend.
I was with Kincaid till 9/11.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And then California, like all the housing markets everywhere, it started to decline at that point. And so did the art industry for a period of time.
Yeah,
It was almost like we
karma.
went to this pragmatic environment for a while.
Yeah, things really did slow down. The galleries that I managed in Carmel and Monterey, a couple of them are still there actually, but yeah, things just, the whole market changed. So that was when I went back into the corporate world in San Jose. So moved back up to San Jose.
And then there you...
And there is where I worked for a big auto body facility. I was the business manager there, and that was where I met Gary.
She met a boy.
I met a boy in 2004.
So then you and Gary together are deciding, hey, California might not be the best place for us to put down roots. And you decide, let's look around. You come back up for a visit to Northern Michigan and you love it. You go back to California and Gary is, having a beer and scrolling Craigslist.
Yes.
And you tell the story.
Well, he was looking for businesses for sale, kind of just tooling around. Nothing. I mean, we truly were not serious about this. And this popped up on Craigslist. Beautiful front of the B&B, and we got to talking, and I called the realtor, and 4 months later we were here. It was just one of those doors that opened that we were not going to be able to say no to.
That's awesome. So just a little fun fact, they were already driving here and they still hadn't closed the deal on the bed and breakfast. So they found out where.
We were just passing, we just looked at the arches in St. Louis. And it was a Friday afternoon when we finally got the call from the bank that they said, and we had been on the road for 5 days already with 2 cats and all of our stuff from California. And we finally got a call from the bank saying it was ours.
That literally could be like a Lifetime movie.
Yeah.
We just packed up the car because we just bought a bed and breakfast.
We're hoping we bought it. Yeah.
So, hey, here we go.
Yep.
And Jamie did tell me that when they got the keys, the first night they got the keys, they actually had guests.
Yeah.
So, that's just jumping in with both feet right there.
Yep. And we've not stopped, literally.
You're running it. You said it was fall, and
it was the fall of 2010.
And then you kind of
2010. Yeah.
hit winter season, and then are you like, holy bleep, what did I do?
Yeah. What did we get ourselves into? Because it was and still is very seasonal up here. So yeah, but during that time is when I kind of honed in on what I wanted to do, how I wanted to make this mine, and not, what it once was for the first 7 years of its business. So
what are 2 or 3 changes you made from what it was to what you have now, as far as just the bed and breakfast part?
Probably the biggest change was I wasn't going to use processed food. It was everything is scratch made. So that was the biggest piece. I continued with the desserts that she always did because that was just what people kind of knew.
Yeah.
But the biggest piece for me was using, ingredients. I know the people who grow them. I grow my own ingredients, and everything's from scratch. So that was, out of all 3, that would be the number 1 thing.
What would be, let's just do one more. Chickens?
Oh yeah, we got chickens. That's right. We actually got chickens the spring of 2011. So we've had chickens for 13 years now.
Chickens were a thing.
We did. Yeah.
Like a trendsetter.
Our poor neighbors. Yeah, we had a rooster that first year, and so they're like, what? So yeah, we have our own eggs. I think what else? I mean, realistically, there's so many.
The gardens are gorgeous. So if you come here, you've got fresh flowers, you've got fresh veggies, it's what it is.
There's so many little things that we have done, obviously, the different touches that we've done, that it's hard to say what, big things.
So you've got this bed and breakfast. but you're a businesswoman and you're a money person, you know, numbers, you know, you columns, all the things. And you're thinking, there's some pivots in this. And as a good business person, you're going to pivot. If you keep your same business plan, you're probably not going to make it. You always have to tweak it.
Yes.
So what were your tweaks?
Oh boy. It's like and I do this every January, February, think about what can I do to somewhat reinvent. So what some of the things we have added are our outdoor suppers in the summer, my baking, and actually, and this was COVID related, truly, is what really drove me to start selling my baked goods. I always baked, but it was never anything that I packaged and sold. So with COVID and not having a true idea whether we were going to continue with the business or not, that's when I got into the baking piece. So I was doing farmers markets, and now I do it special orders. People pick up on Saturdays, so that's another way I pivoted. And working with our community and doing other, working with the Downtown Bel Air group and Buy Local and the Chamber when I was working with the Chamber. Not only focusing on my business, but what can I do to help other businesses and sharing.
You've been a huge proponent of, if everyone's business is doing well, mine will do even better.
Absolutely.
And
absolutely.
So you've done days, hours of volunteering, of all kinds of things, from social media to donations to time to support other businesses.
Yes.
And I think that is also something. Then when you need help as a business owner, you've got your back with so many people that you've helped. And that's just what the teamwork looks like.
Yep.
All right, let's talk about tea parties.
Oh, I forgot about my tea parties. How could I do that? Oh my gosh. And that was another pivot after COVID was the intimate, intimate, because we only have 3 rooms, we only have 6 folks here. So we are on the smaller size anyway. I don't have 20 rooms to book out. So another, obviously, money stream, if you want to call it such, was getting into the tea parties. And gosh, how long have I been doing those? 5 or 6 years now?
I can't even remember when we started, because it's become a part of our community, to be honest. Have you been to Jamie's tea parties?
Yeah.
And you'll do private tea parties.
I do private events. I just did one.
Bridal showers.
Last weekend was a bridal shower. No, baby shower. I'm sorry. She was way out here.
And here's the thing. If you want a private event, Jamie will take it above and beyond. I mean, we came to her Halloween tea party. It's become kind of a tradition with a friend of mine. And I mean, if you want to get put in the mood for a holiday, come to a tea party. That's all I can tell you.
Yes.
And I will say, during COVID, Jamie had boxes of treats, and our family started calling them boxes of love, because I'm sure everybody can relate. You'll do anything to alter your day during COVID.
Yeah.
And to get that box of love, and slap it on your thighs or wherever you need to slap it, and then maybe go for a little walkie walk or have a cocktail with, a cookie. That's what we were doing. So Okay, so another layer, and I don't think a lot of people know about this, is that you can private chef.
Yes. Yep.
And you're doing some this summer.
I am doing some this summer. I'm doing 2 of them. I'm doing one.
Tell me what that looks like.
That is still kind of, honestly, I'm still trying to get my head wrapped around it.
Yeah.
But what it is going to be menus that obviously I develop with the person, wanting me to private chef. But again, it's more like an event. It'll be more, specialty kind of things.
And I think people love that. To say what, go to a client and say, what is it that you're looking to do? And then creating it down from the umbrella. It's perfect.
Yeah.
So she also has a little retail shop. Tell us about that.
Oh, the Blooming Shed, which is a vintage kitchen store. I'm a hunter, just like my friend Shelly with the Flying Pig is. We're both hunters. And so, but mine features more of, obviously, a lot of tea items, teacups, and beautiful plates and dishes. And that's open most summer days. You can come by anytime. If I'm home, I'll open it up for you. But for the weekends, it'll mostly be open. That's been a fun thing. Guests love it. You can sneak back in there and just see you get an eye for what I collect. If you come here, I collect.
Just think about taking a vacation and then you have your own private shopping store in your backyard. I mean, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
The other thing is, I think you don't realize, because you are a smaller bed and breakfast, you can rent the whole house, and, and basically Jamie becomes your morning chef, if you will.
And we can, we have treats, but we can also do a special dinner just for you and your group. Or if it's a bunch of girls, I can do a wine night for you when you come in. And so there's, again, the nice thing about doing something like that is I can tailor it to whatever you want.
For anyone listening who's ready to be an entrepreneur and living in Northern Michigan, being an entrepreneur is commonplace. Unlike maybe some of the big cities, it's a way of life up here. But being an entrepreneur up here, you have to be able to pivot. You have to be able to have these layers.
Absolutely.
You have to reinvent yourself because the world changes. So what advice would you give to entrepreneurs?
I guess the biggest thing is no fear. Do not be afraid to try something new. It's like Shelley always told me, and it sticks in my head, we're going to throw it on the wall and see if it sticks.
I love that.
And if it doesn't, we'll just try something else.
Yeah.
And I've never forgotten that little hint of advice that she told me, and I've run with that.
Well, I love everything about your layers. I love your idea of personal chefing. I think people really need to give it a try. We all live in these small villages up here.
Mm-hmm.
And there's just this weird dynamic between, are you a local, or are you a resident, or have you been here for ages? What is a local?
Oh, that's a good one.
What is a local to you? I've gotten, every person has a completely different answer.
Wow. Because I still don't consider myself a local.
Right.
I've been here 14 years and I still feel, I don't want to say as an outsider,
right,
but I don't feel a local. I'm a transplant. That is really tough because right now things have changed so much. There aren't as many locals. So many of us are transplants. We're all coming in.
I think it was a bigger deal 15 years ago because there were so many generational families. And now you have a lot of transition.
Yeah, right after COVID, a lot of that changed. So, wow, I don't know. I really couldn't put one thing on that. Yeah,
that's my big question because there is no answer.
No, I don't have one anyway.
No, but I love asking that because it's always been something people talk about. So
right.
Anyway, this is Jamie. She is an amazing woman. She has many gifts. And if you ever want to sit down and talk to her or make a plan for an event or anything at all, she probably can make it happen. That's the kind of person she is. We'd like to thank Jamie and happy cooking.
Thank you.
Can't wait to smell what's in the kitchen.